Hey guys, TechTucker here. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much it would cost me to start a PlayStation 3 game collection. So I've been coming to a PS3 recently, so my brother sourced one some time ago, just needs some thermal paste applied, so what he's done is he's done that for me, so I'm going to go grab the console off of him, and then yeah, I'm going to take a tour at CEX to see if there's any of these games that are probably worth me picking up. So in today's video, I won't be picking up any games, but I'm going to start taking a look and see what could be some solid titles. If I were to walk into my CEX today, and see what games I could grab that are exclusive to the platform. Some things I'm going to try and avoid is PlayStation 4/5 remasters, so things like The Last of Us, like there's a good chance that if you're looking to go back and buy a PlayStation 3, there's a good chance that you probably already own a modern platform of some kind, whether it is the PlayStation 4 or 5, so things like The Last of Us, that's been remastered for both PS4 and 5, so I'm not really going to go back and look there. But if there's still some exclusives locked on the PS3, I'm going to be looking at first party titles mainly, and maybe some third party exclusives on the console as well. Because again, I've got loads of these games on the 360 already. It doesn't make sense for me to pick up an extra copy just to say, hey, I can start a collection for a tenner. I'm looking for exclusives, I'm looking for games locked on that system. So yeah, come with me and let's have a look at CEX.
Hello all you lovely people, today we're going to have a look at starting a PlayStation 3 collection. So mainly what I'm looking for, as I may have outlined in the intro, is exclusives. Things like Beyond Two Souls for example. A game I've not yet played, but it's not necessarily a game I'd pick over, say, another title such as Heavy Rain. Now, having a look here as well, again, there's not a whole lot of PlayStation stuff here this time around, and I'm trying to do this exclusively out of my local CEX. iToy games are perhaps a novelty you could go for if you're wanting to start a game collection, but not really something I'm particularly interested in, so I have left it. So a couple of titles that grab my attention here, God of War 3. Now, for this one, this is on PlayStation 4 remastered, so not one I would ideally go for, but if they had Ascension or something like that, or the Duology HD remaster, I'd go for that as well. Gran Turismo is a surefire hit for PlayStation. If you don't have that, that's a good title to go for. There is more modern Gran Turismos, but with Gran Turismo 7 it's like always online. Heavenly Sword's another shout, and of course the infamous games and like Eco and the Shadow of Colossus HD collection. Some solid titles right here. And there's things like Little Big Planet as well, Mod Nation Racers, Last of Us. Again, that one's got a remaster on the PlayStation 4, so not something I'm particularly interested in this occasion. But yeah, you've also got the MotorStorm series on PlayStation 3, which I think there's 3 or 4 of the games on the system. I don't know, but you also have Metal Gear Solid 4, which would be a great game to, spice up the range of genres of espionage, stealth, third-person action shooter as well. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 is a good shout. And then the reason I pull out Mortal Kombat Complete is because that actually has the exclusive character Kratos in it, as opposed to the Xbox 360 version, which does not have that. Now, Ridge Racer 7 I do believe is also a PlayStation 3 exclusive, but I think I'd opt for Gran Turismo over it. And then you do have a selection of a few different Ratchet & Clank titles. You do have the trilogy on there as well, which I believe is like £40 or so. So not something you necessarily do on a budget. But yeah, having a look down in this bottom shelf here, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, I do believe this isn't exclusive on the platform. So again, if you're wanting a fix of an RPG that's exclusive, that's something you could go for. Now I did pull out Uncharted, there is the trilogy here, but of course that does have a remaster on the PlayStation 4 as a collection, which in itself is pretty cheap at like £15 or so. But yeah, these are the titles I've selected out, so back to the game room to discuss them in more detail.
Okay then, so now that we've taken a look at CEX, what did you think of the choices that I've made there? Like some of the games that I've pointed out, I think some things that we're missing is maybe like the first Infamous. There was only like Little Big Planet 1 and 2, there is 3 of course, which is also on PS4 I suppose. But things like God of War Ascension, some of the Ratchet & Clanks were missing as well. I didn't notice any of the Resistance games either, so again, Killzone as well. I didn't see any of those, but for what there was there, you could get a decent range of different types of games. Like God of War 3, I know that's had a remaster on the PlayStation 4, so I didn't really want to pick that one up out of everything. But at the end of the day, what can you do? It's like, for that type of game, there isn't a lot like it on the PlayStation. There's maybe like Devil May Cry and such, but again, those are on the 360. I already have those. I was hoping something like God of War Ascension or the trilogy, the Duology remaster or HD port even collection. Jeez, I'm butchering that. Anyways, I was hoping one of those were going to show up. I know in the past I've seen Ascension, so someone must have bought it. But God of War 3 was a solid choice. Out of the Ratchet and Clanks, I picked All for One for the reason that it was just the better reviewed one that I saw generally. I like the box art better and they cost the same price, so there's your Ratchet and Clank right there. So you've got kind of like an action platformer and you've got like a hack and slash. And then in terms of other games as well, for espionage, you know, stealth, third-person shooter segments, Metal Gear Solid 4 was a solid pick. If that sleeve wasn't in such terrible condition, I probably would have actually bought that one. But alas, here we are. But yeah, for £6, that's a solid price and a solid amount of entertainment. I think around Metal Gear 4 was when like the cutscenes went from being long to movie length. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, of course. But yeah, so Metal Gear Solid 4 would have been a solid choice on top of that. And then of course there was a MotorStorm. That's something that I've seen they're pretty well regarded. It was very difficult to pick one out of those. Yeah, it was tricky. Even to this point, like, I'm still trying to remember, like, did I pick a specific one? If I did, then cool, but it was very much just at random if I did. There was also Mod Nation Racers, which was a cool looking kart racer. Didn't look too much into it, but yeah. You've also got the Gran Turismo games. Gran Turismo 6 obviously being the most recent one, but it's a tad pricier, so if you want to go back to Gran Turismo 5, get it for like half the price, you can do. And then on top of that as well, there was like Little Big Planet games and such, so I just shoved in Little Big Planet 1 for a bit more of a lax, you know, platformer. And then for some RPG action, the Tales of Symphonia thing there, I think it was Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. I do believe that's a HD port of the game with some additional content. They did do the remake for like PS4, Xbox One and Switch, but that one didn't get the best reception, so I thought that one is a good exclusive that isn't on the 360 to put in this video. So in terms of all that, and the total value of those games is here, so that's how much it would cost. I don't know this off the top of my head, but I'm going to take that away and put the number on the screen. So yeah, that's not even including how much a system itself would cost and like a controller. But let's say you find one or you run into your childhood one in the attic or something along those lines. If you want to get a solid selection of games like that are first party and maybe some third party exclusive, you're looking at a price of that. There's probably even better ways and cheaper ways. Things like Heavenly Sword and Infamous are a tad cheaper, and the Uncharted games as well. But with my mentioning of the criteria, like, you don't really want to have, you know, games that are readily available on the PS4, because let's say you don't want to subscribe to PS Now as well, you just want to have some games you can plug in and play. Those are still great if you don't own a PS4 or PS5, but I'm trying to hone in on the exclusives that I could have went and bought today. But yeah, if you enjoyed this type of video, I am experimenting a bit, so if you liked it, please do let me know in the comments. If you think it's complete garbage, also let me know. I'll know not to do it again. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do like, share and subscribe. Any feedback is very much appreciated. If you take the time to comment, anything like that, it just makes my day, so it's very much appreciated. So yeah, thanks for watching and catch you in the next video. Thanks and goodbye.